Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2022 movie Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So since this movie just came out, literally, I'm not going to spoil it and everything. So in this movie, the leaders of Wakanda fight to protect their nation in the wake of King T'Challa's death. And they're having to protect the nation from Namor. This movie is really, really good. I really enjoyed this movie for the most part. It's definitely not as good as the first one, but they were dealt a really big blow when the late great Chadwick Boseman died. He was just so great as T'Challa in the first movie, and this movie, his presence is really missed in this movie. You can tell a big difference in here, but it's still got a really great story and everything, and they do give the character a good send-off and everything. I think they did it really well and everything. Personally, I'm in the camp of the people who felt like they should have recast T'Challa because he was such an important character in the MCU and stuff, but I do understand why they didn't want to. Chadwick Boseman was a great actor. He was one of my favorite actors before he even became Black Panther, and he's actually one of the first. It was one of the times that I actually was really excited for this new up-and-coming star to be in an MCU movie, because I had loved him as James Brown and Jackie Robinson and Get On Up in 42, and so I was really excited for him to play T'Challa, and I thought he was amazing as a character and everything, and this movie does a really great job paying tribute to him and everything. I thought they did a good job with that and everything. I personally felt like they should have recast, though, because, like I said, T'Challa is a really important character, but I can understand why they didn't and everything, because Chadwick Boseman was so perfect as that character. It really would be hard for them to be able to recast him and everything, whatnot. So, but I really think that this has a really good story, though, and the performances in here are really great. Angela Bassett is really good in here. I don't know that I fully agree with a lot of the reviews saying that she should get an Oscar nomination for this movie, because as great as she is in this movie, I've seen her give way better performances in other movies, but she is amazing in this movie, and I don't deny that she gave a great performance. I just don't know that I'd say it's Oscar worthy. I think that Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, does a really great job too. She was one of my favorite characters of the first movie, and Shuri is just so much different in this movie because of everything she's gone through and everything in the MCU. Just from the little bit of time we've spent with her and everything, she's gone through a lot of different things and everything, and she's totally a different person in this movie, but Letitia Wright does a great job playing her, and I love what they did with her and everything. And we also get introduced to Riri Williams, also known as Ironheart, and she was a really likable character too. I had heard of Ironheart, but I had never really seen her in anything yet. I think she might have been in a cartoon that I watched one time that was on TV, and I just happened to be watching it because my nephew was watching it. But Dominique Thorne does a really good job playing Riri Williams. I thought she was really good as the character, and she's a really likable character. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of her later down the line in her show and stuff, and see what they do with her, because I think she was pretty good. All of the rest of the returning cast are great in here too. Winston Duke is M'Baku is really good. That's actually one of my big complaints about the movie, is I wish we could have had more of M'Baku, because he just is one of those characters. I loved him in the first one and wanted more of him in the first one, and I really wanted more of him in this one and everything. I really liked him as M'Baku. I thought he was really good, and he's still really good in this movie. And Danae Guerrera, I think is how you say her name. She plays Oki. I've never been able to pronounce her name right, but she's really good in this movie too. She's been great in all of the other ones too, and she was good in this one as well. And Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia is just absolutely great. She was one of my favorite characters in the first one, and part of that is just because I really like Lupita Nyong'o. She's one of my favorite new actresses that's made her name for herself in this last 10 years and everything. I think she's really good. And I thought she was really good in this movie too. I wish she would have been in it too. Like, her and M'Baku are two of my favorite characters, and they were kind of sidelined throughout most of this movie. Once Nakia gets in here though, she's in it through the rest of the movie, but it takes quite a while before she actually gets into the story and stuff. And I just wish that she would have been in here a little bit more throughout the beginning. But it makes sense why she's not once you see the movie. And there is a mid-credit scene that is really good. Another kind of heartfelt moment and stuff. So I definitely would recommend watching it and everything if you go to see it. And I thought this was a pretty good movie. It's definitely a really emotional movie, and I'm gonna have to rewatch it to decide how much I like it and where I would rank it in my ranking, because right now I don't know where I would really put it, but I think it is a pretty good one, and I'll probably do a new MCU ranking once Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special comes out. I'll do my ranking for the year where I rank all the shows and the movies together, and everything, but maybe I'll get a chance to see this one again before then, but if not, I'll just have to figure out where I'm going to put it. But it's a pretty good movie, and I definitely would recommend it. If you like the first one, I'd still say it's worth seeing. Just, it's definitely not as good as the first movie, but it's still, with everything that they went through in the production of this movie, it turned out pretty good, and everything. They were dealt a pretty bad deal when they lost Chadwick Boseman, but I think they pulled off a pretty good sequel and everything, and it's a pretty good movie. I don't think it's quite as good as some people are saying it is, but it is still a really good one, and it is one of the better movies of Phase 4, but it's not one of my most favorite Phase 4 movies either. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. But yeah, so anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Black Panther Wakanda Forever if you've seen it. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.